Hello, thank you very much for purchasing this item, and today we're going to go over some few tips and tricks on how to safely and correctly mount this car. So first things first, make sure that the power supply is on and there's power to it. Number two, we're going to take the power supply or power adapter and plug it in to the base. And the reason for that is because the base itself is a big gigantic magnet, so is the car. So what happens is, the car itself, we can say, let's consider it a big massive plus or positive magnet, and the base is a negative magnet. So what happens with a positive and negative? Wham, they slam together. So that's what happens with a lot of people. They mistakenly don't have this connected in, and they just try and put the car down first time without anything, even with the plastic provided. We'll go over this in just a short bit. But regardless in which situation, if they haven't got this plugged in, wham, there it goes and it slams down. And a lot of people have been disappointed, especially after they take this out of the box and they've already got excited and take off the sealing, and there it goes, the car. So that's that. So what happens is, once we've got power supply to the base, it changes the negative to a positive. So now we've got the car, which is a positive, and the power and the magnetic base, which is another positive. So now what we're going to get is a resistance. They're going to be starting to fight each other. What happens with magnets when they fight each other is that they tend to go one way or another. So that's what happens with this. So you've got to imagine that there's a sweet spot in the center of it. And I like to imagine it that it's like the tip of the pencil. And basically what you have to think of it or imagine is that whilst you're putting on top of the base, you've got to imagine that you're trying to get it on somewhere just right there in the center. And what happens is you'll feel it go up and down, up and down. And once you hold it there for 5 seconds, it'll lock in place. Once that locks in place, you can take off. You can take your hand off and the car will be levitating. Another way to know about if there's any electricity on, as soon as you bring the car down to the base, the ring should light up. Do you see that? So there's a slight sound it'll make in the beginning, but it should disappear. But if there's no ringing, if the light does not ring up, if the light does not come up here, that means the power is not there. So you've got to make sure of that. So mounting this is quite tricky. So first of all, I would highly suggest swapping the wheels for the flying mode, just in case it does slam down, it's not the other ones, and that way it'll be all nice and flat. There's two ways to mount it. There's with the plastic alignment, which I prefer. And if you're professional enough over the course of the time that you've got this product for, maybe you can actually put it down with your hands. But just for this sake's demonstration, we'll align this here. And basically, it looks simple and easy. You put it down, hold it for 5 seconds, and once you've slightly let go, see, my fingers are still there. All right, I see it. I can see it bouncing around. It's right there. The reason I've got my fingers here is just in case, because sometimes once you let go of your fingers, you can slightly feel in the car wanting to drift. If it does that, lift it back up and try again. And if you can't get it done, try for 10 seconds and do it again. No longer than 10 seconds. So you put it down. If you can't get it done, take it off after 10 seconds, wait for another 5 seconds, and then try again. Believe it or not, I had to do this 72 times before I could actually figure it out. It needs a lot of patience, but once you've done it, it's as simple as this. Watch this. Wham! There. I could not do this in the beginning at all. It took me, I don't know, it took me personally 72 times to do that. But there I go. Let's try again if I can do it with my hands. No, see what I mean? I've still not got it. No, no more than 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try again. You can see it wobbling. It's kind of like that demonstration I told you about with the pencil. 10 seconds. Alright, that's enough. Also, one thing to take into consideration, if your table's got any metal underneath, this would be attracted to it and it would slam down. So be careful where you put this as well, because the magnet is that strong, it can actually go through about 2 inches of thick wood and it would still pick up. So they're really, really powerful magnets. Keep that in mind, please. So here we go again with this. It's easy as pie for me now. Wham! Let go. And there you go. And to turn on the lights, you can actually touch the button here, or you don't actually have to touch it. You just slightly put your finger there and there you go. Recommendation tips, I would say, if you're going to put it into a glass casing to put where you've got your figures and stuff like that, just make sure you haven't got any hot spotlights, halogen spotlights, because what will happen is within a hot enclosed case, the heat would heat up the base, and it says here if it reaches 65 degrees Celsius, the base will shut off. What happens if it shuts off? Well, basically this would happen. So imagine there's no power, and you bring this here, put it down slowly, wham, there, it kind of slams down. So as you can see right now, it's magnetically it's stuck together. So that's basically the big tips and tricks. If you've got any more questions, please let me know and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you very much and have a nice one.